These machetes, if you have a good machete, it is hard to get the grind right. I used different types of hand files and grinders, and I eventually went to the electric grinder, the double wheel, because it was just taking too much time. You can see it's not perfect. I've worked on it a couple of times, and you know, it does the job. But like I said, it's not perfect. Now, if you take your 4-way with you, you can maintain the blade while you're out in the bush. This 4-way is awesome for all types of stuff. And if you had to, you could grind the blade. You can put a better grind on the blade out in the bush with the 4-way. But you can see what I've done right there already. It already looks a lot better with just a little bit of effort there. And you can see it works a little better too, with just a little bit more effort there. So, spending a little effort maintaining your equipment will save you a lot of effort in the long run in processing. The use of the 4-way is to maintain your axe or hatchet and the point on it. You can actually do a lot with this 4-way. It works on metal, it works on wood, and it just keeps on going and going. Now you can see it's pretty worn because I've used it for a lot of different things, but it's still got a lot of time and a lot of effort on its lifespan. But you also have to know how to do different things with it, because if you try to sharpen the blade with this and you do it wrong, you can actually dull the blade. And you can actually take a blade and get it sharp and dull it again yourself just in a couple of minutes with the same tool. So you need to pay attention as you do your work. Look at the edge, look at what it's doing, and then test it either against your skin or on some wood to see exactly how it's really working or not. So it's working in some way, form or fashion. It might not be working towards your ends, but you can definitely feel an edge after a while doing this. Now, if you're going to be messing with blades, you are going to end up cutting yourself. If you don't have a lot of experience with blades, you'll cut yourself a whole lot at the beginning. But you know, it's just little cuts. It's not that big of a deal. Just make sure you don't do anything major to yourself, because I have done some major damage to myself. Nothing I had to go to the hospital for, but something that put like a finger out of commission for a while, and you don't really want that, because if you're out in the bush and you get an injury, that could be an infection. And if you get an infection out in the bush, you are going to have a lot of trouble. You really want to carry triple antibiotic on you, or some alcohol. Dave Canterbury recommends moonshine, and I recommend it as well, because it is multi-purpose. It's more expensive than some of the other types of disinfectant, but you can drink it to keep warm. Alcohol is an actual warmth. It's not a false warmth like they told you. The Navy trained me on it, and they said that it acts as an antifreeze to your body, because it displaces the water in your system, in your blood and in your muscles. When you drink alcohol, you have to urinate a lot, and you know, after a while it's just going to be clear. Well, that's not the alcohol coming out, that's the water coming out of your body usually. And I guess the best way to explain it is, when you get cold, you have to go urinate, and that's because your body knows that water will exchange the heat from your body to the air outside. So it gets rid of the heat exchanger, the fluid, and you urinate. Now, alcohol displaces some of that water as well and gets rid of it. If you put alcohol in the freezer, it doesn't freeze like water does, because it doesn't absorb the cold, I guess. Well, you know, it doesn't really absorb the cold, it gets rid of the heat, but it holds its heat better. It doesn't freeze at a lower temperature. So one of the things that you can do is you can use alcohol as an antifreeze inside your body, and as it displaces the water, you're going to warm up. It's a true warmth. Now, if you're in really, really cold weather, like frostbite weather, you have to pay attention to your fingertips and your toes, because you're going to be warmer, but your skin is not going to be any warmer. Your inside body is going to be warmer. Your core is going to be warmer, but your skin is not going to be warmer, so you have to make sure you're not getting frostbite and not feeling it. So you have to be careful about that. But if you're not in frostbite weather, you probably don't have to worry about that. Well, that's just another tip.